So we are on our second video. So we return to the concept. There's many subjects, but we must respect the overall space. It is important to understand why human nature needs to conceptualize, giving existence to form, and thus becomes reality. It is a way of recognizing or making reference points, adherence to different ideas. Since the dawn of time, humanity and concepts have navigated together, allowing ideas to anchor in the mind through subjection and be transmitted from generation to generation. The concept of democracy served to calm angry people facing injustice, while capitalism defined progress under conditions. Socialism encouraged cooperation in production, and nationalism seeking to protect territory and identity. Fascism look for domination through identity or fear of losing it. Liberal progressivism of Zionism projects the idea that if you lose, you win, and if you win, you do not lose. So part of this spectrum. All societies, in their search for power and fear of loss, conceptualize to validate ideas, aiming to increase followers and voters. Resource Constantine understood well, surrounded by new prophets of the state. It was therefore simpler to build a base of voters sharing the same values through religion, a concept that confines belief within a framework and mechanism of the mind. Unlike belief or spirituality, which demand transcending concepts or emotions, religion became war of comparison, but above all, instruments of power legitimizing those who represent them. Priority was given to dating, interpretation after knowing the Prophet Muhammad in the year 640, thus before Jesus Christ, became one side of the same coin. In Rome, the legend of the two blood brothers who killed each other for power echoed the duality of Horus and Set, and many others in this double nature of the pharaoh. Duality became the form to which our understanding was subjected, shaping the conscious choices we make. And division itself required concepts for its elaboration. If this served to cultivate an identity long sought and claimed, one belief became its avatar. Politicians, having understood the wealth of voters within division cultivated by pre established religious concepts, facilitated control, adherence, becoming a daily activity. Let me now speak about the Waqf, which concerns Mauritius in this new amendment. The island known as the Star and the Key during maritime conquest has evolved within multiculturalism, boasting of its harmony while surviving constant and deliberate divisions led by two governments over 50 years. Memory must recall that citizens were once obliged to declare their ethnicity on that ballot paper. Discrimination thinly veiled as communalism prevailed. Seven interventions before the human rights, five of which were successful. Politics, however, continued to build dissent, hiding colossal interference and abuses in order to rule as party masters. Meanwhile, Hindu religion became a shameless instrument, manipulated and used through its founding principle of caste, which define Hindu political identity. Yet Hindus are Mauritian first and foremost. They cultivated distant origin within this caste system, sometimes for less noble intentions. The Magna Carta also practiced division among nobles of sword, robe, or heart, while the bourgeoisie reconciled interests when necessary. And the common people despised the caste of vagabond. Fortunately, no one dared to verify the countless genes and cultures flowing in our veins, for we should have been in serious trouble defending any single identity. This new amendment and redistribution of a Muslim waqf system has raised discontent. A recent law in India, controversial yet officially enacted, aims to increase transparency and accountability in the management of thousands of waqf properties valued at billions of dollars to maximize humanitarian support through better use of land. The goal is to curb persistent corruption in India. But how does this concern Mauritius? One must surely ask why a Mauritian was requested to seek funding from Saudi Arabia for the construction of 14 mosques in Mauritius. Thus, the constitutionality this new law contested before the Supreme Court regarding possible interference in Muslim religious practices. But what of the undeclared ayahs and the multitude of Hindu temples illegally built in Mauritius? This raises a true ethical question, as the number of temples now exceeds the number of actual worshippers. Why and what is the true intention behind it? If opaque practices are denounced through the Waqf, which is intended to serve as a model for other nations in managing religious donation worldwide, then what path emerged within local and transnational corruption, where billions in public funds are diverted in a dismantling process that has not yet complete? If divergent strategies in these struggles collide and risk of forgetting the island's priority, which is heading toward long term decline. To unite merely for economic reasons does not address the real problem. The true challenge is to understand that only by uniting beyond the divisions created is the key. Since we have all, without exception, been victim of a system of abuse, that progress can be made. Um, so indeed, it is up to us to see. This is not only as humiliation suffered through slavery or colonialism, but also as a memory carried in mantras, surahs, parables, or symbols such as the anke, or the perception of love in Sufism. So you are this change, and for no one else can make it happen for you. So accept yourself. And a necessary warning: stop us from now playing with faith. See you later.